but she got an overnight job. And excuse me, and it came in. He would come into the room where me and my brothers were, and he would wake me up, and he would do what he do, and I would go back into the room. Well, it wasn't until he had to be doing that for about, I'd say before my mom found out, probably about a week. And how my mother found out, she seen a pair of bloody underwear in the dirty clothes. She knew I was too young to have a period at that age, even though it can happen to some. Well, when she told my grandmother said no, something is wrong with her. They went back and forth, and the next day my grandmother came. And when my grandmother came, I told her I fell on the handle of the bar on the bicycle. So she told me to demonstrate, and I did, and she said that's impossible. And I did it again, and she said it's not true. And she told me to tell her the truth, and I did. And as you know, what will happen next? Cops get involved, taken out of the home, having to talk to everyone, and that works. And that is where my first experience with therapy started. And I can say from that experience up until now, I'm glad I did it because even though I was young, there's still some repressed memories that I'm having even from that experience and others. And why I say it's repressed memories because growing up as an adult, there were some things that I was doing and I didn't know it was because of my childhood trauma. I was having abandonment issues, being a people pleaser, didn't want to say no, doing everything in my power to make everyone else happy but myself. Rejection problems. The list can go on. And these are all signs of childhood traumas. Because you have to understand, when you go through something like that, you feel alone. You want to say, well, it was something that I did. What did I do? How could I have stopped it? But in all reality, it's not your fault. It's that person's fault that did it to you. They the ones that had something messed up in their head. As I gotten older, the people pleasing was so bad that people were just walking all over me. It was to the point where I didn't even know who I was anymore because I was turning into what everybody wanted me to be. And I would go and speak to someone, and they'll always tell me, you have to learn to stand up for yourself. You have to learn to stand up for yourself. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take time for yourself. What you have been through in your life, yes, it will follow you, but you don't have to let it take you over. And I can understand what that meant because I've gotten older and being in relationships, I didn't know who I was. I was pleasing the person I was with, even though I might not have liked what they were doing to me. I just learned to go with the flow. And I know someone say, well, why would, yeah, I just went with the flow because I didn't want to be abandoned. I didn't want to feel rejected. I didn't feel like it was something that I did, that I did. Everything always comes back to that statement that I did. I was always doing everything in my power to make everyone happy that I had lost myself completely. You know, have I have 4 children, 2 grands, and there's nothing in this world I would not do for any of them. But it wasn't until I met my husband that a lot of my suppressed memories started coming back. And that is because I didn't know what real love was. I didn't know what love was until I met my husband. I didn't know how to feel until I met him. I didn't know how to, just a simple touch could make someone feel good. I didn't learn my love language until I was with my husband. I didn't know what security was. My husband has allowed me to be me. He's allowed me to find myself. And in the process, it is helping me grow. It is helping our marriage. It is helping me know that everything that I've done in my life and everything that has happened to me, that's the past. And I don't have to continue to let it dictate who I am as a person. I don't have to sit here and say, I wish I should have, could have, would have. Oh, my mama did this. My uncle did this. My best friend did. No, get over it. Everybody has a past. Everything that we do on a daily basis, there's something that has happened that we did not like or somebody has said. And I had to realize that. And then something really bad happened for me. My grandmother passed. And once my grandmother passed, it was like a flood of emotions, of memories, and things that I long forgotten all coming back. It was making me angry. It was making me be hateful toward people. And I couldn't understand why until I spoke with a counselor, and I was holding on to memories that I should have let go a long time ago. There were things that I needed to unpack, and I didn't know I needed to unpack them. It was so suppressed down in my memory that I didn't even know it was there. There are things that I thought that I gotten over, but I didn't subconsciously. And it wasn't until my birthday of this year that I had a breakdown. I literally broke. I broke to the point where I was crying so bad that I couldn't even breathe anymore. That's how hard I was crying. And I'm glad my husband was there to pick me up. I'm glad that I broke. I'm glad that it happened because in the midst of me breaking, I can hear myself say, I forgive. I don't want to be this person anymore. It's time to move on. And in that moment, it felt like a release had come upon me. It felt as though the weight that I was carrying on my shoulders had just lifted. And when I had told someone about it, they were like,